Thank you for joining today's Bhagavatam discussion and class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We will do the Radha Madhav first. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. So we'll continue our reading and discussion from Canto 1, Chapter 18, verse number 12. We will continue our reading and discussion from Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhete Girim Yat Kripa Tamam Vande Shigurum Deen Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashta Prayashva Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-Sevayā Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Verse number 12. Karmanya asmin Anashvase dhuma dhumratmanam nam bhavan apayayati govinda pada padmasavam madhu. Word-to-word translation. Karmani, performance of, asmin, in this, anashvase, without certainty, dhuma, smoke, dhumra, atmanam, tinged body and mind, bhavan, your good self, apayayati, very much pleasing, Govinda, the personality of Godhead, pad, feet, padma, asavam, nectar of the lotus flower, madhu, honey. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. We have just begun the performance of this fruitive activity, a sacrificial fire, without certainty of its result due to the many imperfections in our action. Our bodies have become black from the smoke, but we are factually pleased by the nectar of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, Govinda, which you are distributing. The sacrificial fire kindled by the sages of Naimisharanya was certainly full of smoke and doubts because of so many flaws. The first flaw is that there is an acute scarcity of expert brahmanas able to carry out such performances successfully in this age of Kali. Any discrepancy in such sacrifices spoils the whole show, and the result is uncertain, like agricultural enterprises. The good result of tilling the paddy field depends on providential rain, and therefore the result is uncertain. Similarly, performance of any kind of sacrifice in this age of Kali is also uncertain. Unscrupulous, greedy brahmanas of the age of Kali induce the innocent public to such uncertain sacrificial shows without disclosing the scriptural injunction that in the age of Kali there is no fruitful sacrificial performance, but the sacrifice of the congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Sutta Goswami was narrating the transcendental activities of the Lord before the congregation of sages, and they were factually perceiving the result of hearing these transcendental activities. One can feel this practically as one can feel the result of eating food. Spiritual realization acts in that way. The sages of Naimisharanya were practically sufferers from the smoke of a sacrificial fire and were doubtful about the result, but by the hearing from a realized person like Sutta Goswami, they were fully satisfied. In the Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Vishnu tells Shiva that in the age of Kali, men full of anxieties of various kinds can vainly labor in fruitive activity and philosophical speculations. But when they are engaged in devotional service, the result is sure and certain, and there is no loss of energy. In other words, nothing performed for spiritual realization or for the material benefit can be successful without the devotional service to the Lord. So in this verse, there's discussion about the lighting of fire with a mantra. The qualified Brahmins can only do this process. The fire sacrifice process generally is not the prescribed process in this age of Kali. We know the Yug Dharma for this age of Kali is Sankirtan of the Maha Mantra given to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we know that the yagyas and the sacrifices are still done in weddings and in the initiation ceremonies, and general yagyas people do in their household life when they have Griha Pravesh, or just doing yagyas for certain pujas. So what happens is that we are attracted by the externals, and so these sacrifices are in fact here to, the purpose is to solidify the commitments that are there. So when the sacrifice is done in front of the Agni is kind of, Agni Devta is the Sakshi or the witness of that ceremony. So one of those sanskars where this yagya is taking place, it becomes pakka, or it becomes like official in the eyes of God. So that's why these yagyas are performed, and also to seek the blessings of the lordships. As we are saying that the real sacrifice in this day and age is the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we should commit ourselves to the process given to us by Mahaprabhu for this yuga, who was the Yuga Avatar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and follow his instructions and follow the Sankirtan Yagya. No yagya is complete without the invocation of the holy name. Unless the holy name is there, the yagya is incomplete. Like it's mentioned in this verse, the sages were doing the yagya. There was smoke, there was everything, but that smoke was kind of just making their faces and bodies black only with the soot. It's only the holy name, the name of the Lord, which made the yagya complete, and the yagya is actually to satisfy the Lord. Let's go to the next verse, verse number 13. Tulayam lave na pina swargam na punarbhavam Bhagavad-Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kimuta Shishaha. Tulyam, to be balanced with, lavena, by a moment, api, even, na, never, swargam, heavenly planets, na, nor, apunaha bhavam, liberation from matter, Bhagavad Sangi, devotee of the Lord, Sangasya, of the association, Martyanam, those who are meant for death. Kim, what is there. Uta, to speak of. Ashishaha, worldly benediction. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation from matter. And what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. When there are some similar points, it is possible to compare one thing to another. One cannot compare the association of a pure devotee to anything material. Men who are addicted to material happiness aspire to reach the heavenly planets like the moon, Venus, and Indralok, and those who are advanced in material philosophical speculations aspire after liberation from all material bondage. When one becomes frustrated with all kinds of material advancement, one desires the opposite type of liberation, which is called apunarbhav, or no rebirth. But the pure devotees of the Lord do not aspire after the happiness obtained in the heavenly kingdom, nor do they aspire after liberation from material bondage. In other words, for the pure devotees of the Lord, the material pleasures obtainable in the heavenly planets are like phantasmagoria, and because they are already liberated from all material conceptions of pleasure and distress, they are factually liberated even in the material world. This means that the pure devotees of the Lord are engaged in a transcendental existence, namely in the loving service of the Lord, both in the material world and in the spiritual world. As a government servant is always the same either in the office or at home or at any place, so a devotee has nothing to do with anything material, for he is exclusively engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Since he has nothing to do with anything material, what pleasure can he derive from material benedictions like kingship or other overlordships, which are finished quickly with the end of the body? Devotional service is eternal. It has no end because it is spiritual. Therefore, since the assets of the pure devotee are completely different from material assets, there is no comparison between the two. Suta Goswami was a pure devotee of the Lord, and therefore his association with the rishis in Naimisharanya is unique. In the material world, association with gross materialists is veritably condemned. The materialist is called Yoshit Sangi, or one who is much attached to material entanglement, women and other paraphernalia. Such attachment is conditioned because it drives away the benediction of life and prosperity. And just the opposite is Bhagavat Sangi, or one who is always in the association with the Lord's name, form, qualities, etc. Such association is always desirable, it is worshipable, it is praiseworthy, and one may accept it as the highest goal of life. So in the earlier verse, we were talking that we have to keep Krishna and Krishna's activities in the service. So without devotional service, nothing is complete, whether it's for the material or for the spiritual realization. Now coming to this verse, we're talking about the engagement in the transcendental existence. So it is said again and again by Srila Prabhupada in his purports that just a moment's association with a pure devotee can transform your life. That love matra sangha, which is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well, that just a moment of association of pure devotee is so important, can just bring the transformation in our lives and can bring the bhakti, can be the onset of the bhakti in your life. That spark of the bhakti of the pure devotee can light up the devotion in our lives. A pure devotee is one who doesn't desire anything material in this life. His only desire is the loving service of the Lord. So we need to strive for such association of pure devotees. For example, if we are going to be associating with a drunkard, or what is going to happen? Somehow or other, if that person is able to convince us to try a drink or so, in your heart you know that it is wrong. But in our heart there are unlimited desires also from the past. So that one desire of trying the drink, which may be there in the seed form in our consciousness, is going to be taking effect in such a way that as soon as we try the drink, it will activate and intensify the desire to try more such drinks. And so what is going to happen is you're going to get the reaction for drinking, and also another reaction is that the desire for the drinking is going to increase, because desires are like that. So if you keep associating yourself with the drunkard, the desire will keep on increasing. And on the other hand, a similar effect will be there if you are associating with the spiritual devotee. Spiritual association is there. That is going to set off or start the devotional desires in our heart. So this spark is going to be of a different kind, which is going to start the devotional desires in the heart. And the good association with the pure Bhagavat is the best association in this material world. So for example, at the moment they're doing an expedition around the moon. All these expeditions and all these advancements are going to be finished once the life of the people are going to be ended. That's it. There's no more of what they're not going to carry this advancement of reaching the moon to their next life. It is going to be finishing when their life finishes. On the other hand, anything done for the spiritual benefit or the devotional service is going to be going with us, is going to be carried forward into the next life, and we can start our bhakti from that point onwards. So that is the difference between the material advancement and the spiritual advancement. The spiritual advancement doesn't finish with the end of the life. It has no end. It just carries forward into the next life. But the material advancement, it just ends with us when this life ends here. So let's move to text number 14 now. Ko nama tripyedaras rasavit kathayam mahatmaykanta parayanasya nantam gunanam gunasya jagmur yogeshwaraye bhava padma mukhayaha. Kaha, who is he? Nama, specifically. Tripyet, get full satisfaction. Rasavit, expert in relishing mellow nectar. Kathayam, in the topics of Mahattama, the greatest among the living beings. Ekanta, exclusively. Parayanasya, of one who is the shelter of. Na, never. Antam, end. Gudanam, of attributes. Agunasya, of the transcendence. Jagmuh, could ascertain. Yogishwaraha, the lords of mystic power. Ye, all they. Bhava, Lord Shiva. Padma, Lord Brahma, and Mukhya, the heads. The personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, Govinda, is the exclusive shelter for all great living beings, and his transcendental attributes cannot even be measured by such masters of mystic powers as Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Can anyone who is expert in relishing nectar or the rasa ever be fully satiated by hearing topics about him? Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are two chiefs of the demigods. They are full of mystic powers. For example, Lord Shiva drank an ocean of poison, of which one drop was sufficient to kill an ordinary living being. Similarly, Brahma could create many powerful demigods, including Lord Shiva, so they are Ishwaras or Lords of the universe. But they are not the Supreme Powerful. The Supreme Powerful is Govinda, Lord Krishna. He is the transcendence, and his transcendental attributes cannot be measured even by such powerful Ishwaras as Shiva and Brahma. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the exclusive shelter of the greatest of all living beings. Brahma is counted amongst the living beings, but he is the greatest of all of us. And why is the greatest of all the living beings so much attached to the transcendental topics of Lord Krishna? Because he is the reservoir of all enjoyment. Everyone wants to relish some kind of taste in everything, but one who is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord can derive unlimited pleasure from such engagement. The Lord is unlimited, and his name, attributes, pastimes, entourage, variegatedness, etc. are unlimited, and those who relish them can do so unlimitedly and still not feel satiated. This fact is confirmed in the Padma Purana. Ramante yogino anante satyananda chid atmani iti ram padane asau param brahma vidhiyate. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth, and therefore the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is also known as Ram. There is no end to such transcendental discourses. In mundane affairs there is the law of satiation, but in transcendence there is no such satiation. Sutta Goswami desired to continue the topics of Lord Krishna before the sages of Naimisharanya, and the sages also expressed their readiness to hear from him continuously. Since the Lord is transcendence and his attributes are transcendental, such discourses increase the receptive mood of the purified audience. So in this verse, it's the description of the reservoir of all enjoyment, and that is the Lord. So all of us are looking for the taste or rasa in this life. Our souls, they hanker for the real taste. But if we are absorbed in the material tastes, we get fed up of them after some time. If you're just having a mundane gossip with someone, that doesn't make you happy for a long time. After a certain time, you get fed up and you want to move on. Whereas in the case of the hearing about the Lord's pastimes, about his name, his attributes, about his associates, and how Lord is unlimited, when we hear, we want to hear more and more about it. There is never enough of it. So the material happiness is only momentarily, it's only a chapal sukh, it only gives us the happiness for a moment, and it's flickering. It never satisfies us. Our hunger is never satiated, is never completed by the material happiness. On the other hand, in the transcendence, in the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, and knowing about the transcendental Lord and the pleasures we get from hearing about the Lord, there is no end. We can hear them again and again and still hanker for them. Each time they look new. Every time we open the scriptures, we read through them, we get new realizations. If we hear from different speakers, their realizations are in a different rasa according to their understanding, and you just feel that you can hear more and more of the same katha from different speakers, and still you want to know more, because there is no end. Like they say, Hari Ananta Hari, Katha Ananta. So thank you for joining in today's session. We will continue our session next time. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.